many things about ICT and ICT implementation in agriculture. Yes, of course, it is very helpful in agriculture and in every part of the business. Mm, Therefore, uh, management information system is also going to play a vital role in agriculture. And I'm also taking an example of GSLPS, Jharkhand State Promotion Livelihood Society, as an example where we are implementing MIS system, and it's very helpful. I have seen either I have involved in developing MIS in our society, GSLPS. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry for interruption. Uh, Objective of MIS. What is the objective of MIS? Mainly objective of MIS is for data capturing, processing of data, storage of information, retrieval of information, dissemination of information. Let us explain this. First of all, we are all aware of that. We in the life we are all using MI system, either in computer system or in mobile, or even in our conventional methods like notebook and something else. We are all using MIS in various form. Nowadays, as emerging technology, we are using computer system, tablet, mobile, and internet for storing and using MIS. For that, first of all, we have to capture data. And that data may be from various sources like automated system, like manual entry, or many other forms. And data enter must be processed because as you all are maybe as you all are a student of science, that we all know that individual atom has no role. Same like individual data has no role. When data and data interact with data and processed, then it become an informatic item. That's why data captured must be processed, must be interact with other data, so that it become information. And we have to process data, and we have to store the processed data, so that it could be retrieved, it could be disseminated. Brief definition of MIS. Let's first understand the what is MIS. The full form of MIS is the Management Information System, and it is used everywhere. I don't need to explain very much because we are using it, and use is the most important thing to explain any kind of thing. So we are all aware of Management Information System, not formally, but informally we all are using it. The purpose of MIS, the purpose of MIS is to extract data from varied sources and process it to information, because individual data has no role, so that we have to process, so that it could be used in business, in business, and business maybe like medical field, like logistic, like we may take in this scene we may take agriculture. Everywhere MI system will play a vital role. need of MIS. As I have told, need of MIS, since we are all using MIS and we have seen the impact of MIS, the impact of how it is our life, is our business, speed up our business, scale up our business. So it is not much difficult for me to explain you need of MIS. Following are the some justification for having an MIS. Keeping, as in previous slide, it is also explained. Record keeping, because we have, before using it any information, first of all we have to have a information data. So we have to record our data, and there may be different modes of keeping records. Automated system, where data comes automatically, and some manual system where data is feed by some person, some people. There may be different ways. Nowadays, all around the world, business are growing in a very rapid pace, and by virtue of this, they are generating huge data, and consequently, the informations means data is generated in a huge quantity. You can take the example of Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. There is lots of social media sites which are having lots of data, and they are managing it and processing it. You have seen in YouTube that when you are searching something, and they used to give you a similar kind of suggestions, similar kind of videos. Why? Because they have kept your information, they kept your searching habit, and they just process it and give you the desired videos that you want to see on the basis of what you have searched previously. So huge data comes up, and they are processed, and businesses use that data and give you a desired output, desired information. Especially after introduction of the same thing it is depicting. Especially after introduction of internet in businesses, it becomes difficult to manage all this data. Why business needs a good record keeping system. Yeah, it is explaining the how systems are need to be changed, and systems are changed. Now there are very different kinds of technology comes up to manage the huge data. That is you have may hear about that, the cloud system, the big data management, the data science. These all concepts use huge data, and since the huge data comes up to the system, and they use this concept of data mining, data science, and cloud system, this kind of technology, this kind of concept to manage this huge and bulk amount of data, and process and give us informatic information. Decision makers need information to make effective decision. Management information system makes this possible. This means we have heard about decision support system. In this, what does happen in decision support system? It helps us in taking decisions by using our previous stored data, previous stored and processed information. They process further the previous historical information and give you a set of suggestions by which we don't need to search for a huge amount of suggestions. We just take the decision support systems, and we just need to some sort of decision that gives system and take the appropriate decision. This saves our time, this saves our energy, this saves our even time saves. It means save your money. MIS system facilitate communication with MIS system facilitate communication within and outside the organization. Yeah, definitely. Communication within the organization means we have different kinds of communication technology. Like internet is used generally to communicate with outside organization. Within the organization we use LAN system, WAN system, which communicate with each other, and use internet system to communicate with outside the world. With organization and within the organization are able to easily access the required information for a day-to-day operation. Yeah, facilitates such. I would like to give some examples that in a production factory, a manufacturing business, one need information of requirement. Requirement means market requirement. How much in quantity? How much quantity of particular product is required to deliver next month or next week? Something else. So this information will be useful to our production unit, and production unit need to give the components to be delivered to production unit by different types of different units. And this as this information pass rapidly, the speed of production will increase, and we can deliver any product within that time. So within organization need to give information rapidly in a time and correctly. What kind of facilities we can use? The facilities such as short message services. It is informal type. Email make it possible to communicate with customers, suppliers from within the MI system. That can also organization is using. These are informal kind of communication, but in a well established MIS system based information is used. System inform each unit about the need and requirement of a particular unit to another unit. Diagram depicts the how management information system works. MIS is a plant system. That is for implementing a good MIS system, we have to plan what our business required. So we have to first plan what kind of MIS system we required, because it is not a hard and fast and not a one type of system that we can use everywhere. So before implementing any MIS system, we have to case study. We have to understand how the business work. So before implementing any management information system, we need to understand how businesses work. MIS is plant system for collecting, storing, and disseminating data in the form of information needed to carry out the function of management. You can see here everywhere data and information. So first of all, the basis and the spirit of the information system is data, and MIS system is data and information. So we have to understand relationship between data and information and dissemination. First, any kind of activity which generate record, any kind of activity which generate record is called data. Data maybe we can correlate it with like a atom of the elements. So elements like the atom is like a data, and it interact with others within the atoms with similar types of elements within this, with a similar type of atoms of element or different atoms of elements. Same kind of same kind of concept is applied here also. Data interact within the organization. Data interact with the other organization, and data interact with data and processed and become information. Information is also kept in the MI system, and then it is used for the further for in further system. It is used as is a hello. So we need to understand that somewhere our information is somewhere our record our data is maybe not useful as in its present form, but after processing, after interacting with other information, other data, it become more informative to someone. Here we can see a component of information system. People, we are first component. Then we generate data. And then it is processed by softwares. Softwares add some more interacting with other data and give us a another kind of information. Then hardwares. Many hardwares are there. Computers, server, then mobile. These are the component of management information system. Component of MIS. We people who use the information system. First component is data. The data that the information system records. The information system first records data. Business procedures. Business procedures means how business works, the logic of the business, logic behind the business, and how it's record information, store information, analyze information. Sorry, data. Hardware. These include servers, workstation, networking equipment. Networking equipment means things which is required for connecting one system to another system. We can take example of routers and routers, wire, cables. These are the networking equipments. Then printer, etc. There may be different or many kinds of hardware. Software. These are programs. Means here we can write the business logic according to our how business operates. These are programs used to handle the data. This include programs such as spreadsheet program. It is just a common example of spreadsheet and programs, database software, etc. A complex business entity use their own software, because this common software that doesn't able to handle the business logics of complex businesses. So they have their own software, they have their own program, they have their own database, so that they can easily handle their complex business logics. Because this is in my mind that I explain the MI system with example of some running and some live examples. So I have taken an example where I worked, so that I could easily explain you how it works in a business. JSLPSI, where I work, Jharkhand State Livelihood Promotion Society. Basically, it works on rural area of Jharkhand, and it is a society established by Jharkhand government. The Rural Development Department of Government of Jharkhand has established a separate autonomous society named as Jharkhand State Livelihood Promotion Society, JSLPS, which work as a nodal agency for effective implementation of livelihood promotion in the state. So we are promoting livelihood in states. Basically, we work in rural part of the Jharkhand mostly. JPS is also nodal agency for implementation of National Rural Livelihood Mission (NRLM). You must have heard about NRLM because it is a national level project, and it is also implemented in Jharkhand and implemented by JSLPS in Jharkhand. NRLM has an ambitious mandate, conceivably the largest poverty reduction program for poor in the world. The National Rural Livelihood Mission aims at reaching nearly 70 million rural households of India. It aims to reach out to all rural poor families and link them to sustainable livelihood opportunities. It will nurture them they come out of poverty, enjoy a decent quality of life. This is what we are doing in NRLM. Obviously, we in a in a in a in a in a in a noble society, it is our duty that we have to lift up the livelihood of poor people in even not even in rural area, but even in our urban area. It is our duty to, if we have something, to give up and to do so that their livelihood it increase and they could be helped by us. The organization structure. I just want to show some our organization structure, how it works. In state level, we are in state we have a state mission management unit which disseminate works in districts, and we plan in state level we plan and we develop some SOP, how a particular program, how a particular project will work in our village level. This information is disseminated to our district level, and this is a district mission management unit. It is in every part, in every district of Jharkhand. We have our district mission management unit, and further in district we have our block level offices, which is called block mission management unit. You could also visit somewhere to see our district DMM unit and our DMM unit and how we work there. The society largely has been involved in mobilizing beneficiaries from rural areas of Jharkhand and involved in making and promotion of different institutions. Yeah, first of all, you must have heard about self-help group SHG, which mainly promoted by NRLM program, National Rural Livelihood Promotion NRLM program, and we in Jharkhand we are implementing NRLM in program by JSLPS. So we develop, we form, we mobilize rural farmers, rural women of villages to form a self-help group. It is basically of 10 to 20 women of villages. And in village mainly in village there may be 10 to 5. Depends upon the population of village. There may be a 10 to 20 SHGs groups. They are of 10 to 20 group of 10 to 20 women. Various institutions built by support of society. They are village. I would like to start from SHG and from bottom to up. SHG. SHGs are self-help group. It is the smallest unit, smallest institution unit. They have 10 to 20 women of a village. They form a group and they used to save monies by weekly saving, by doing weekly saving. They keep this saving in SHG. so that in need they could give some good amount to a needy household, and they can use it to either to lift up their livelihood, or either to use in medical facility, or in some kind of education, or and in many cases they can use this savings. Also, we support financially and morally these SHG groups. We also support by some revolving funds, so that they could have some purpose, so that they can move this money to individuals. They also practices to return money with some interest. This interest leads to build up the corpus of SHG. So SHG is the smallest unit in village. Then we combine this SHGs group to form a village level organization. PO, I skipped the PO. PO is a producer group. It's a special kind of group. It is mainly and totally involved in livelihood type of activities. Certain in some villages we develop a producer group for HV activities, high value agricultural activities. Somewhere we form a producer group for livelihood livestock activity, somewhere in poultry, somewhere in NTFP, and somewhere in fisheries, like that. After that, we have a village organization. Every SHG of a village is a member of village organization. They have every SHG have their representatives in the village organization, so that major different decisions or conflicts is resolved in village organizations. Between the SHG, if there any conflict, they can resolve in village organization. They have also their habit of keeping some corpus, keeping some savings in village organization also. Then above here we have CLF, cluster level federation. We can use cluster for panchayat also. It is just like a panchayat level federation, panchayat level organization. Then we have a block level federation. In JSLPS MIS, we keep records of this all institution in our database, in our system, where we have our where we have SHGs, SHG profiling. Then their members profiles also we captured, and how they are involved in different types of livelihood activities. We capture all this. Then SHG. Then after that we stored information about information about organization, village organization. Means we have all this information in our database system, in our database, so that we can use, we can easily manage this information, and we can manage their transactions. We can manage their activities within the institution, and between the other institutions. All institution profile is being entered in MIS, so that anyone can view from anywhere. In state level, we monitor we monitor the profiling of these institutions. We monitor where we have reached or not with a particular livelihood activities, where it is required to do something. So if we have this information, this institution information in our MI system, then we in a state level or district level, we able to take some decision. We able to strategize the activities which could be disseminated in village level. Financial transaction. All financial transactions between society and rural institutions are being captured in MIS. That means what any kind of transaction money, any kind of funds or grants which is transferred to the these institutions just as a help, it's captured in our MIS system. Financial transaction between different institutions like BLF transfer some money, CLF to BO, BA to SHG is also captured in our system. And within the as I have told you that SHG have a habit, or they have practice to store a weekly saving in their SHG. So we capture this also in our MI system so that we could understand which SHG has good corpus and what their habits of saving, and so that we can further help them to give some financial support and with some other livelihood supports. This would help us in making decisions. And also we could decide which SHG is good performing and which SHG is underperforming and which needs to support from us. Activities in JSLPs, basically there are two types of livelihood. Mainly there are two types of livelihood that are that we promote. One is farm based activities and other is non-farm activities. As you all are basically from agriculture field, so you all know better than me about farm based activities. Farm based activities are these are the activities which we are promoting. HV, high agriculture, livestock related activities. Livestock we are doing goatry, piggery, broiler, egg laying, backyard poultry, fishery, TFP and TFP, non-timber forest product. These are the mainly activities which we are promoting in JSLPS. Also, we are also promoting horticulture-based activities. Also, we are promoting. So there may be some activities which left out here. Then non-farm activities in JSLPS. We support villages, poor farmers in opening grocery shops and other shops in village. Medium-sized good carrier vehicles like some thela, like tempo, which carry goods from one place to another. A small-scale industry, Laghu Kutir Udyog. Also we are promoting that field also. And other non-farm related activities. In my system, in JSLP MI system, we record basic details of beneficiaries along with activities by which they are benefited by society. In order to understand how MIS, now I just want to give a glimpse how MIS system helps in agriculture in agriculture. As I am listening, previous our speaker BK Jha sir, he is explaining very deeply about ICT helps in agriculture. So it is very so he has almost explained everything how ICT includes MIS also, and he almost explained everything about how ICT helps in agriculture. So no need to explain much about that. Anyway, I am adding something. In order to understand how MIS helps in agriculture, we would need to understand that yield of crops are dependent on various parameters like temperature, humidity, and moisture, and others, etc. If all these parameters are, then farmer would get good production. But in case of any deviation in these parameters from normal value, would lead to downfall in production, and farmer would suffer economically. Therefore, they need to change some practices they are doing in normal condition. What they are doing in normal condition, yeah, definitely. We are accepting good rainfall, then and it is happening, then we don't need to do anything. But if it is not happened, then we need information initially so that we can plan to substitute the less rainfall by our other activities, by doing some other activities, some substitutional activities, like by giving some the water from other sources. So this how could we do this if we don't if we don't have information about that, that next week we have having less rainfall. So we need information in we need a prior information for this, and this MI system, this ICT system help in this, in doing this. Therefore, we need to change some practices. What they do, what they do in normal condition, and for that they need right information at right time. As we know that information system would provide accurate information. Yeah, as we know, human can make a clerical mistake, make some, because repeatedly in human has nature that when they are doing a repeated action, they are tends to do some mistakes. But information system, the computer, the technology is just a habit of doing same kind of work again and again without making a single 1% of mistake, because they are used to work of monotonous type of work. So they give you accurate information in time, and also it process various information from various sources in order to provide support in making a good decision. Advantages. No need to much emphasize on this. We know the importance of MI system. The following are the advantages of computerized information system. I'm explaining what computerized information system. There is a many other form of information system. Computerized information system, fast data processing and information retrieval, fast data processing and information retrieval. Both happen very rapidly, very swiftly. This is one of the biggest advantages of computerized information system, because we gain time by using information system, and time is the most vital resource. It processes and retrieves information at a faster rate. This leads to improved client customer service. Client customer service in our present scenario, in between our farmers and our production. Improved data accuracy. Easy to implement data validation and verification. Data verification checks in a computerized system compared as a manual system. Yeah, definitely. If we are going to compare two set of Excel, two set of data, you can take example of Excel. You keep two data in two columns, and try to compare manually. You definitely going to make a mistake. But if you are using computerized system, they would, if you have written a good program, they would never commit a mistake. So if you have a good computer system, then you can gain good time. You can save your time. You can achieve good accurate data. You achieve you a good result. So if we are using computerized system, we are going to have advantages. Improved sorry. Improved security. In addition to restricting access to database server, the computerized information system can implement other security control, such as user authentication. Yeah, we have seen in many examples. You can take example of our mail, Gmail, and other mail system. We are using our user ID and password so that we can enter our inbox. We have also seen the biometric system to authenticate authentic user, authorized user, access, right control, rights. We can We can also in computer system, we can program a system, we can program a software where we can access, we can give a role, particular role to a particular person, and we can manage which person is doing which, how much of work. This kind of things, control work can be done easily in computerized system, the manual system. Reduce data duplication. Reduce the data duplication. uh, just I have told you some example that when we are going to compare, going to use data information system manually, we definitely going to repeat and some information, we definitely going to do some incorrect data entry or something else. So it will definitely, computerized system reduce data duplication, data system, because a computer system is built to do monotonous type of work, because data comparison, data entry, these kind of things are very monotonous, and if humans going to work manually, they will definitely going to commit some mistakes. So if we are using computerized system, we are heavy, we must have upper hand. Database systems are designed in such a way that minimize duplication of data. This means updating data in one department automatically makes it available to other department. Just I want to give you some examples. Uh, when we are populating some information in our website, everyone which have access of that website will get the information which is entered somewhere in one place. No need to give everyone that information. We put information at one place, and everyone which are accessing that link are getting that information. Though this means that we are not replicating the information to everywhere. Just we are doing this in one place, and everyone is getting from that the information. So it help in in that scenario also. Improve backup system. With modern day technology, backup can be stored in cloud. Backups can be stored in the cloud. uh, I would like to explain about something about clouds. Many of our listeners must have heard about cloud. Cloud is a kind of this place where we store our data information, and just imagine like a cloud only information, and we could access. Cloud has a huge amount of storage, and we could access our data information and even our program from cloud. So if you have a limited resource in your personal computer, your personal system, then you can store your information in cloud, and you can access it from anywhere where you have a proper connection. You can access from cloud, which is the information you have stored in cloud, with a proper user authentication. You can access your information. You can access your information, retrieve your information from cloud. You all have this cloud system, because anyone and a person you are where you a person which using Gmail must have transfer data which is in bigger size. They give you a they give you a they give you a option of storing the data in a cloud, which make it easy to recover the data if something happened to the hardware and software used to store the data. Used to store data in your personal computer means it want to explain you that cloud will store your information in somewhere else. If something happened to your local system, then you can retrieve data from the cloud. Easy access to information. Most business executives need to travel and still be able to make decision based on information system. The web and technology make accessing data from anywhere. And just this line want to explain that by using internet, if you are doing travel, if you are not having sitting in your office. Even then you are able to do your business work. You even to take decision. Many things you can do by using this ICT tools, with internet, mobile. Right now also we are using this technology to interact with each other, to interact and to disseminate our information, or even our share our information by these tools. We right now we are using this all MI system, and using this MI system we are interacting with each other in this pandemic situation. Also this information technology system helps a lot, and definitely going to help in future also. Thank you.